Why don't some relationships work out? Because sometimes I is too close to you on the keyboard. Here's another one. You can't have a relationship without a dip. Now that's some food for thought. On a more serious note, have you ever wondered why the end of a relationship can shatter your self-worth? Today, we dive into this intriguing subject. Relationships, the dance of love and connection, often become a mirror in which we perceive our value. But what happens when the mirror cracks? When the dance ends? Too often, we tie our self-worth to the success or failure of our relationships, forgetting that our value remains constant, unaltered by external circumstances. Let's delve into this matter, exploring impact of a relationship's failure on our self-esteem. It's time to realize that relationship failures are not personal failures. They are, in fact, opportunities for growth, for self-discovery, and for empowerment. Remember, you are not defined by your past relationships, but by the strength to move forward. The journey of self-discovery and self-love is a beautiful one, waiting to unfold. Meet Jane, a woman who once believed her value was tied to her failed relationship. Jane thought she'd lost everything when her relationship ended. The world she'd built around her partner crumbled, leaving her feeling lost and alone. She felt like a failure, like she'd been discarded, and for a while she wallowed in that pain, allowing it to define her. But then, something shifted within her. Jane began to ask herself, why should I let someone else define my worth? She realized she'd been viewing herself through the lens of someone else, and in doing so, she'd lost sight of who she truly was. So, she embarked on a journey of self-discovery. She started by taking small steps, like learning a new skill or spending time with friends she'd neglected. It was hard. There were days she wanted to crawl back into her shell, but she pushed on. Gradually, Jane started to feel a change. She was no longer the woman who needed validation from another person. She was becoming someone who found joy in her accomplishments, who took pride in her resilience. She discovered a strength within herself she never knew existed. Jane also began to redefine success. It wasn't about having a perfect relationship, but about being happy with herself. She realized that she could be content, even fulfilled, on her own. And in this newfound independence, she found her true value. Her journey wasn't without its struggles. There were setbacks, days when she felt her progress had been for naught. But she learned to treat these moments not as failures, but as opportunities for growth. Each time she stumbled, she picked herself up, dusted herself off, and took another step forward. And now, Jane stands tall, a testament to the power of self-love and resilience. She's not just survived, she's thrived. She's built a life that's uniquely hers, a life she wouldn't trade for anything. Jane's story is one of resilience and self-love. She found her worth not in another person, but within herself. Now let's turn to Maria, a woman who turned heartbreak into a stepping stone for success. Maria was like any other woman, full of dreams, hopes, and a heart that loved deeply. She'd invested years into a relationship that she thought was her forever. But life had other plans. The relationship she'd built and nurtured ended abruptly, leaving her in a whirlwind of pain and confusion. She was at a crossroads. Her heart was broken, but her spirit was not defeated. Maria chose to channel her pain into fuel for her journey forward. She decided to rise above her heartbreak, to use it as a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block. She began to invest in herself, in her dreams, in her future. She read books, took courses, and sought mentors. She turned her focus inward, understanding that the only person who could truly heal her was herself. Her heartbreak became the catalyst for her transformation. She discovered a strength within herself she never knew existed. She began to realize her worth, her potential, her power. She started a small business, a dream she'd tucked away for years, and it began to flourish. Her success was a testament to her resilience, her determination, her courage. Maria's journey was not easy. There were days of doubt, of fear, of wanting to give up. But she kept going. She kept believing in herself. She kept rising. And with each step, she became stronger, more confident, more empowered. Maria's story is not unique. There are countless women out there who have turned their heartbreak into a stepping stone for success. Women who have chosen to rise above their pain and in doing so have discovered their true power. Maria's story teaches us that heartbreak is not an end, but a new beginning. It is a painful process, but it is also a powerful one. It is a journey of self-discovery, of growth, of transformation. And at the end of this journey, you will find a stronger, braver, more powerful you. Maria's story is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the power of determination. Emma's story is a testament to the power of self-love in the face of rejection. Meet Emma, a vibrant and vivacious woman who once found herself at the crossroads of love and self-worth. Her relationship, once a source of joy, had become a battleground of constant dismissal and disrespect. But Emma was not one to be kept down. She chose to rise. The rejection she faced was a bitter pill to swallow. It was like a storm, relentless and unforgiving. But Emma, she was not a ship lost at sea. She was the lighthouse, standing strong in the face of adversity, illuminating her own path. She made a decision that would change her life forever. She chose to love herself more, to value her own happiness and peace above all else. She realized that she was not defined by someone else's inability to see her worth, but by her own acknowledgement of it. She began to invest in herself, to nurture her passions and dreams. She took up painting, something she had always loved but never had the time for. Each stroke of her brush was a step towards her empowerment. She was painting her own destiny, stroke by stroke, color by color. Her strength was not a loud roar, but a quiet, persistent hum. A hum that echoed the rhythm of self-love. She wore her scars not as a sign of pain, but as badges of resilience. They were the proof that she could face the storm and emerge stronger. Through her journey, Emma discovered an empowerment she had never known before. She found strength in her solitude, courage in her conviction, and most importantly, love in herself. She was no longer a victim of rejection, but a champion of self-love. Emma's journey was not just about overcoming rejection, but about embracing empowerment. It was about realizing that her worth was not tied to someone else's perception, but to her own self-belief. Emma's story reminds us that rejection does not define us, but how we react to it does. The stories of Jane, Maria, and Emma are not just stories, they are lessons of resilience, courage, and self-love. Let's revisit their journeys, each one a shining example of strength and grace in the face of heartbreak. Each woman, in her own way, showed us the importance of self-worth in overcoming relationship failure, and the power of resilience. Remember Jane? She taught us that self-worth is not determined by anyone else but ourselves. She showed us that we are more than the sum of our past relationships, and that our value is inherent, not dependent on someone else's recognition. Then there was Maria, who reminded us that resilience is not about never falling, but about getting back up every single time we do. It's about embracing the pain and using it as fuel for our journey towards healing and growth. Emma, the embodiment of courage, taught us that it's okay to step out of our comfort zones, to face our fears head-on, to not let the fear of rejection hold us back from pursuing what we love, what we deserve. And finally, each of these women, in their unique ways, showed us the true meaning of self-love. Not the kind that's wrapped in vanity or self-obsession, but the kind that's grounded in respect and care for oneself. The kind that allows us to set boundaries, to say no when we need to, and yes to what truly serves us. These are not just lessons, they are tools, weapons even, that we can use in our own battles, in our own journeys. They are reminders that we are more than our relationship status, more than the heartbreaks we've endured. Remember, your worth is not tied to a relationship, but to who you are as a person. The end of a relationship is not a failure, but an opportunity for growth and self-discovery. Be bold, be beautiful, be you. These stories are glimpses into the power of resilience and self-love. They are testimonies of strength, of courage, of an undying belief in oneself. Every story is unique. They all resonate with a universal truth. We are stronger than our circumstances. We invite you to share your own story in the comments below. Let your voice be heard. Let your story inspire. If you found this video helpful, show your support by giving it a thumbs up. Your likes fuel our motivation to keep creating content that uplifts, empowers. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Join our community and stay tuned for more content that celebrates the human spirit, that inspires, that reminds us all of our inherent worth and strength. Remember, you are not alone in your journey. Together, we can build a community that empowers and uplifts. And here's a little joke to end on a lighter note. If your ex says you'll never find anyone like them, kindly remind them that's the point. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep believing in yourself.